Hi Mr. Adam, I would like to make a transfer of a piece of land, lot 156 to my daughter Alicia. Can the transfer be done since she is my adopted child? Hi Mr. Zain. A transfer like this is called an inter vivos transfer on the basis of love and affection. Let's take a look at Section 26A of Contracts Act 1950. The real issue here is whether the love and affection that exists between Zain and his adopted daughter, Alicia, is a valid consideration under Contracts Act 1950. Under Section 26A of Contracts Act, an agreement is valid if it is expressed in writing, registered under the applicable law and is made on account of natural love and affection between parties standing in near relation to each other. First and second conditions can be fulfilled since the transfer will be prepared in Form 14A and registered under the National Land Code. However, the last condition must be analyzed. It must be between parties in near relation. Based on re tan so sim, near relation would only mean that Zain and Alicia must have blood ties. However, in the case, the adoption was done under custom law. In Alicia's case, she is adopted under Adoption Act 1952. The judgment would differ if formal adoption was made. Based on Exemption Order, Remission, No. 7, Order 2002, the transfer of Lot 156 from Zain to Alicia in inter vivos transfer such as this one is permissible since it is addressed in the order that adopted child registered under the law like Alicia is included. Therefore, since the love and affection between Mr. Zain and Alicia is valid under Section 26, the transfer of Lot 156 can be made. Another question, Miss Laila, can I transfer half portion of my land with a single-story terrace house held under Grant 234010 Lot 156, Bookham and District of Klang to Alicia?
Well, based on Section 214 subsection 1 of NLC, you're not allowed to transfer half portion of Lot 156 to Alicia. If you wanted to transfer, you must transfer the whole piece of the land to her. Does this mean that Zain has no other choice but to transfer the whole land? Absolutely not. Luckily, according to Peter Lai Ki Chin, Zain has another option, and to transfer half portion of the land to Alicia and another half to himself. Hence, Zain and Alicia would be the co-owners of the land. Zain therefore will have to execute on the transferor's part as well as the transferee's part in the Form 14A. For the single-story house, since it goes with the land, both you and Alicia shall be the co-owners of the house. Therefore, it is permissible for you to transfer half of Lot 156 with a single-story house to her.
Now let's move on to the procedures for transfer. First process is preparation of documents. The document that must be prepared is Form 14A. It must be prepared according to 10th schedule of NLC. Zain and Alicia must fill in their details such as full name, address and conjugal status according to Section 208(1)(a). Under Section 208(1)(c), Zain must state that he wishes to transfer half of the land to him and Alicia as we can see in the form. A copy of IC must be attached as a proof that parties reach the age of majority. Section 209(1) requires for the description of land Lot 156 to be stated in the form. Here we can see the administrative area of land is Mookham Klang, lot number 156 and title of the land is Grant Mookham 234,010.
The second procedure is the execution and attestation of Form 14A. Based on Section 210, Zain and Alicia must execute Form 14A by putting down their signatures as shown. Based on Section 211 and 5th Schedule of NLC, here we can see two solicitors, Mrs. Laila and Mr. Amirul, attested the execution of Form 14A by Zain and Alicia. Their practice certificate numbers are also provided as required by the amendment.
The next procedure is the stamping of Form 14A.
I give Lot 156 to my daughter, Alicia, for free, so I should not pay for the stamp duty, right?
I'm afraid it's not true, Mr. Zain. According to Section 16(1), Stamp Act 1949 and Re Apboon Engine Law, inter vivos transfer such as this is still subjected to the payment of stamp duty. Zain or his solicitor must first send Form 14A to the stamp duty officer for adjudication to determine the stamp duty payable on Lot 156. He must also send a copy of Mookham Grant and also 5 copies of PDS 15. Notice taxiran will be sent which states the market value of Lot 156 and the stamp duty payable as according to Item 32 of First Schedule of Stamp Act. The calculations are as follows. For the first 100,000 ringgit, for every 100 ringgit the stamp duty payable is 1 ringgit. The market value of Lot 156 is 500,000 ringgit. Therefore, for the first 100k of 500,000 ringgit, the amount payable is 1,000 ringgit. For amount not exceeding 500k, the amount payable is 2 ringgit for every 100 ringgit. Hence, the stamp duty payable for the balance of 400,000 ringgit is 8,000 ringgit. The total that Miss Alicia must pay is 9,000 ringgit. Typically, Miss Alisha as the transferee will pay for the stamp duty, unless it is agreed between them that Mr. Zain should pay. Under Section 80 Stamp Act 1949, Finance Minister is empowered to reduce or exempt any payment for stamp duty. Any rebate or exemption is issued in an exemption order.
In the exemption order, remission, number 7, order 2002, for inter vivos transfer from father to children and vice versa, there is 50 rebate of the ad valorem duty under item 32. Exemption order, Mr. Zain got 50 rebate on the stamp duty and the stamp duty payable is 4,500 ringgit. Based on Section 47 and 47A, Mr. Zain must pay 4,500 ringgit to Inland Revenue Board (LHDN) within 30 days of the execution of Form 14A. If he failed to do so, penalty will be imposed. Based on the amendment and Section 77A, the assessment of stamp duty of Lot 156 can be done online. However, Zain or his solicitor must pay the stamp duty of 4,500 ringgit on Lot 156 at the LHDN counter. After Zain has made the payment, according to Section 7 subsection 1 of Stamp Act, the stamp duty will be indicated on Form 14A by an adhesive stamp or by affixing an official receipt to Form 14A or attaching a stamp certificate to it. The last step is registration of Form 14A.
Based on Section 292 subsection 1 NLC, after the payment of stamp duty, Mr. Zain or his solicitor must present Form 14A for registration at the District of Klang Land Office. Form 14A must be accompanied by prescribed registration fee as required by Section 293. Due to COVID-19, before registration of Form 14A at District of Klang Land Office, Mr. Zain or his solicitor must make an appointment under e-Temu Janji system. It is a mandatory requirement that must be complied with.